10-17.
Let the band go.
I look in the mirror and look at a killer. I grew up with niggas crop you out the picture. Bodies get stacking up year after year. Got the young niggas thinking they serial killers. Wow. Choppers with switches, they scratch off the cereal. The blood in the whip, it fucked up its interior. Watch what you say, cause this shit can get real. And watch how you move unless you made a steal. Shot in the car and I got the wheel. These niggas I'm with, they got bodies for real. My doctor got out, he did 20 some years. He took it to trial, but he lost his appeal. I went to school with some serial killers. They breaking your house, they need serial with you. The same nigga cut first period with you. Watch who you trust, they might be out to get you. And one wrong step, you get put in a swisher. Say the wrong thing, get put in the backwood. Wipe a nigga know no tissue. Bless him. Last nigga tried me, found in the backwood. Ain't none of these crews more vicious. Just play a good role in the show, can't act good. Put folks in my business. Nigga spoke on my name and got smoked like a pack wood.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back after our 2-minute break. Appreciate y'all for sticking with us. We are now going to jump right into the AFC. You are listening to the smooth sounds of the Splash Cast. What is this, 36-pack? 24-pack. That comes out 24 pack. 24 that comes out tomorrow.
Smooth groove.
The smooth sounds. But yeah, now we're gonna get right into AFC. We're gonna kind of get through this so that we can pick. We're not gonna go and pick our superlatives. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pick division winners, and then we're gonna go through our playoff bracket, and then we'll wrap it up. So let's go ahead and start with AFC North. Who you got? Let's start with, this is an interesting division. This has also been called the strongest division in the league. The AFC is stacked. Start with Lamar. The Ravens are in a precarious position.
That's kind of the reason I think that I think that we started with the NFC, and I was like, man, maybe football is bad. No, the NFC is bad. That's where it is. In this case, though, let's talk about the team that I like the least.
Well,
that is the Pittsburgh Steelers. What are you? This just, I hate it. Does, number one, starting with Mitchell Trubisky is basically saying that I'm going to throw away the beginning of the season, which I think is not. It's a very safe way of playing. You're playing it safe so that you can give Kenny Pickett time to get acclimated. You're doing that. You're throwing away the beginning of the season, and I don't think that this is the time to throw away games. I think that you should just start Kenny Pickett. You picked him, see what you can get out of him. And if y'all, if you don't have it, you guys just don't have it, you come back next year. But starting with Mitchell Trubisky is just going to allow you to lose some games to start the game. Start the season with, and if you're going to lose, might as well lose with the guy who you picked.
So here's the thing about the Steelers. The quarterback position. They have a third of a good quarterback in each string. They have a mobile person, it's Mitchell Trubisky. They have somebody that knows the offense and is pretty accurate with Mason Rudolph, but he doesn't have the best decision making.
What?
Hold on. And then they have Kenny Pickett. Well, the depth chart said Kenny Pickett was third, so that's why I went down the depth chart. Kenny Pickett, who is the young guy who's really accurate but doesn't know the offense. That's three guys that if you put them together would be a really good quarterback. But since they're not together, it's the same discussion or argument that you have. When do you throw in the rookie quarterback? Because Mitchell Trubisky is nothing but a placeholder here. He's not the future. He's not there to take over the job and be the next great QE. No, he's there as a placeholder. So you have to build whoever's going to be the quarterback. You have to build around them. Now they do have a really good, or what seems to be a really good receiving core. Chase Claypool, George Pickens, Deontay Johnson, to say the least, along with their tight end. Now you just got to get him the ball. But George Pickens looks like a beast. Chase Claypool, we said he's a good number 2. Well, now he's number 2, which is another point that proves that this dude was drafted in the second round and came and took your job immediately. Then they have, I don't know who their running back is, matter of fact. They have Najee Harris at running back. So their offense is actually pretty loaded. The defense, the secondary is
even more of a reason not to be playing Mitchell Trubisky, if you ask me.
Yeah, I guess that would be the ideal situation to put in a rookie, especially
With
when you're starting a
weapons
rookie
around him.
with weapons around them. Their defense: T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward. Their defense is good. I feel like they could be better, but that secondary is their weak point, which is opposite of what we normally see from the Steelers. Secondary, well, the back seven, really. The front four are their strength. The back seven is the question mark, especially at linebacker. Devin Bush is really, really undersized when he came out of Michigan, but I think the Steelers could make some noise. I trust Mike Tomlin to not have a losing record. I don't trust him to win the division, though. But this is strong. If you don't have a losing record, it's going to be this year, though, because you got to play.
If you expect him not to have a losing record,
yeah,
what you expect everybody else to do?
Yeah, that's why I said if it's gonna happen, it's gonna have to be this year because you are stuck. Because that takes us to the next team.
Like your name is Chuck.
The next team, and if you want to go in order of how they finished last year, the next team is the Ravens, isn't it? Or is it we'll go Ravens. The Ravens are in an interesting situation because Lamar Jackson is going to be paid. He is going to break the bank. And he knows he's going to break the bank. But he lost his favorite, I don't want to say his favorite wide receiver because the favorite wide receiver is his tight end. But he lost Hollywood Brown. And now they do have Rashard Bateman who is getting healthy. But I don't know if the Ravens have enough. They do get their running backs back. No.
I don't understand what to do with Lamar Jackson, but you're gonna have to pay him. But due to the style,
he was a Super Bowl. Go ahead.
Number one, they just said Chase Young re-aggravates ACL.
What does that mean? What does re-aggravate mean?
Not good.
Breaking news here on the Splashcast. Breaking news here on the Splashcast. I mean, about to say, what does that mean, though?
That means that don't expect. You know that's Atlanta Hawks training talk. Don't expect him to be available in 4 weeks is what that means.
Oh, and they just signed Kenyon Drake, but to add to Gus Edwards, Justice Hill. Why did they do that? Oh, and J.K. Dobbins. So that means they don't think J.K. Dobbins is fully healthy yet. So they have a running back by committee for real.
And no wide receiver. And that's my thing is the way that this team is set up. It's going to be almost impossible to get a good wide receiver one to come here and one to come here because he's just not going to get enough touches unless you're going to find a guy with the peace and demeanor of Larry Fitzgerald. Majority of these guys might throw me the damn ball, and it's just not going to happen here.
Well, they have Benjamin Victor out of Ohio State, and Ohio State has been putting out wide receivers the last decade. So they did draft him 6'4", 225. Rashad Bateman, they got out of Minnesota. They still have a speed guy in Devin Duvernay, but he's more of a one-trick pony. He has to run straight to be effective.
Yep.
And then you have DeMarcus Robinson out of Florida, who they signed from the Chiefs. So, I mean, they've added some depth. They just don't have an ideal number one wide receiver, to me.
But I don't think that they absolutely have to. I think this is just a running team. Well, you're gonna have to. That's a tougher way to go. The Tennessee Titans can tell you, it's gonna be tougher trying to run all the time.
And they've had bad luck with the injury bug. So yeah, you're right.
And is that takes more of a pounding on everybody. It's harder on the offensive linemen. It's harder on the running backs. I mean, even as a quarterback, it's gonna be everything. You're gonna get hit more like that. I don't know exactly what their game plan is, and I do think that before Burrow showed up, it wasn't that big of a deal. But him with the ability to control the offense and the pace and not risk himself getting injured or just the team in general, I think the Burrow is a big issue for the Ravens. And my biggest fear, and I think that I'm just sure that it's going to happen, is Kyle Hamilton being a Hall of Famer one day. I just have that in the back of my mind that we didn't pick him. He was a guy who I really wanted, and him going to the Ravens, that always ends up being a guy who, oh man, he just fell into our lap, and he's the best defensive player in the world ever.
Here you go. Yeah, I think the Ravens are going to be an interesting team. I think they could finish. The highest that they can finish is win the division. The lowest that they can finish is 4. Like, they have a moving.
4.
Yeah, they could finish 4th. The Steelers could give them a problem. This is a strong division. But it'll be interesting to say the least. And then you have the 2 Ohio teams. Cleveland, no Deshaun Watson for 11 weeks. So essentially, no Deshaun Watson. Jacoby Brissett will be the starting quarterback. They have Amari Cooper at wide receiver. They lost Jarvis Landry, of course. They still have the running backs. They still have both the running backs. They have their defense that is killer. They still have David Njoku at tight end.
Out. Don't forget that your boy.
So, I mean, unless if you're just talking about it'd be a big deal if you didn't have Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is such a beast, and he can carry the thing.
It's a big deal to me is because you have so much other stuff going on with this team. You still have the Deshaun Watson fiasco floating around outside. You're going to have Jacoby Brissett, who we believe is a good backup, but we don't believe that he's 11 games Jacoby Brissett. You got a running back who wants out. You have another running back who's, for all intents and purposes, is the man. And it's just a lot of noise with this team.
They don't have really any receivers.
And Amari Cooper and David Njoku.
He's a tight end. But who else?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. Jakeem Grant, Mike Harley, Anthony Schwartz, Isaiah Weston, Michael Woods.
Oh, they got one of those who's real fast, so I forgot his name.
Anthony Schwartz from Auburn.
Yes. But this is another team that's going to run the ball a lot. This is the Nick Chubb, especially with no Watson. This is Chubb versus the world. But I think that they're probably the third best team in this conference. That's where my estimation is.
And then, of course, you have the defending division champs, the defending AFC champion. 1 second away. If you would have just had one more second to throw the ball, it would be Super Bowl champions. You have the Bengals.
No. Come on, man. And I like Jacoby Brissett, but he's not a starting quarterback in the NFL. Baker Mayfield is definitely a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. So then you're talking about the Bengals, who fortified their offensive line.
Surely did.
They brought in Lyle Collins. They have Jonah Williams. Go ahead.
They got Mixon. They got T. Higgins.
They brought in Alex Kappa, who is a big deal. Then you have all the skill positions that you could need. T. Higgins, Mixon, Travion Williams, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase. They have Samaje Perine as their third back. They have a lot of speed.
And a year of wisdom and experience.
I actually might say they may run away with this division this year.
I'm not going to say – I don't think they'll run away from it. Run away from them because this is a high rivalry conference.
Mm-hmm.
So even though, I think that Cincinnati is substantially better than the rest of the teams, when it comes down to game time, I think that these teams will play up because the rivalry is so deep. That Ravens versus Browns is going to be a dogfight. The Browns versus Bengals is probably going to be a dogfight, at least in the beginning. I just feel like everybody's going to go out and do their absolute best to play tough as long as they can. I don't know how long the skill set will hang around.
All right, so rank them. Who you got? Fourth.
Fourth. I have the Steelers at 4. I like, they do have pieces around them, but the quarterback play is going to be by far the worst. Then I have the Browns at 3. I think that the noise is too loud for them. I don't believe that they ever get on one accord because they have so many different moving pieces.
Wow, you said the Browns at 3. Well,
Browns at 3. Yeah. I think that you have the Ravens at 2. I think that they just play within themselves and they're healthier. They're not better than the Bengals, but they'll be able to get the job done. And then Bengals numero uno, they went ahead and knew what their issue was, and they said, we're going to fix this offensive line and protect Joe B.
Yeah, they do need to re-sign their safety, though, because he is definitely, what do you call a walk-in, a hold-in, come to practice, but he wants to get paid. So this is your 4: Bengals, Ravens, Browns, Steelers. So with this this division, outside of the number 1, I think the Bengals are far and away the best team in this division. I think it gets muddled a little bit here. If Deshaun Watson was here, I think it would be between the Bengals and the Browns. But Deshaun Watson being out for 11 games is a big deal.
Handcuffed. Absolutely.
So, and in all honesty, in full transparency, I want chaos. I want Lamar Jackson to win the Super Bowl and be the MVP and be the offensive player of the year so that the Ravens will have to pay him $500 gajillion billion. That's why I want, but I don't think that they're better than the Bengals. He would have to have
That sounds like hate.
He would have to have an MVP year. It's not hate towards the Ravens. Nah, but you got to pay him. You had to pay him. It's not hate. It's more of support of Lamar. Y'all trying to talk about Lamar like he's not a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. His offensive.
No. It doesn't matter if he's good or not now. The results are there. That's the part that people miss out on. Dak broke his leg and still got paid. And if you think Dak got paid, what you think they finna do with Lamar?
Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is, as I said before, the Ravens can finish 2nd or they can finish 4th.
No
way. I'll take
the 4th bet.
I think I'm not betting that. But who bets on who's gonna finish 4th? I think you could probably swap the Ravens and the Browns. But I'm gonna take the Ravens at 2. I'm gonna take the Browns at 3 and the Steelers at 4. I'm not gonna change it. I think this is pretty much the way that it goes, based on all the information that we know now. We know that Deshaun Watson isn't there. We know that Lamar has a lot of unproven receivers. We know that the Steelers are rebuilding, and we know that the Bengals are the Bengals. They got better after going to the Super Bowl.
I actually think that the Bengals are one by themselves. I do agree with your interchangeability between the Ravens and the Browns. I actually think like you said, the Browns are better with Deshaun, but with a bridge quarterback, I think that they'll have the 3rd best quarterback play, but not enough to be better than Lamar and his squad, especially since Lamar and his team know exactly what they want to do.
Exactly. Where are we now? We are with the
South, West, or East. AFC. Oh, no, that's not it. That's the AFC.
South. Another interesting division.
Is it? I think
it's really a 2-team race. I tried to make it.
I hate this.
Tried to sauce it up. I tried to sauce it up for y'all, and it didn't work.
No, it didn't. You'd be better off with Sauce Gardner.
So you got the AFC South. You have the Colts, who are were the number 1 defense, number 1 rushing attack with Carson Wentz, and we saw how that went. They didn't even make the playoffs. Then you have the Titans, the Texans, and the Jaguars. To me, this is a group or a division that only the division winner makes the playoffs. I don't think anybody else makes the playoffs. I think the Jaguars are irrelevant. I think the Texans are building.
How good do you think Urban Meyer will have them?
Well, I mean, it depends on what type of cable package he has. And if he has a walkie-talkie, because he is no longer the coach there.
I know. But nobody knows the coach of the Jaguars.
Should go get Cliff Kingsbury.
He is surely coaching the Rams right now. He's busy.
Coaching the who? Cardinals. But yeah.
Yes, correct. You got me.
But
Well, yes, for me, yeah. Go ahead. I hate this.
the Jaguars. They have a lot of young players. I mean, they have all young receivers. They have Marvin Jones. I didn't realize Marvin Jones Jr. is 32 years old. They have Marvin Jones Jr. and then everybody else. They have Zay Jones, who's the oldest at 27. They have so many receivers that are unproven. Didn't the Visca Chenault just get traded? Dang, where did he go? But anyway,
and
so
Dougie P is their coach. Oh my God, this is a train wreck.
they have, of course, the Jaguars' strength is going to have to be their defensive line and their secondary. I don't really know about their linebackers. They have Devin Lloyd out of Utah, who's a rookie that they drafted. They have Caleb Johnson out of Houston, Chad Muma, and Foye. They did sign Falcons Foye Oluokun, and then they got Shaquille Quarterman. So they have a decent back seven. Their front seven is going to have to hold up because right now you don't really have a lot on their defensive line. So, and then offense, you're getting back Travis Etienne, who tore his ACL and broke his foot on the first practice. You have Trevor Lawrence.
Brother's good though.
Brother's decent. You have Trevor Lawrence, and then you have Evan Ingram at tight end. So, and then you also remember they went and broke the bag on what's his name, Christian Kirk. So they have so much money invested in unproven pieces that I don't know if this gets them. And the thing is, the Houston Texans don't, and I can't say that the Jaguars are better than the Texans.
Which is a tragedy.
You spent all that money for the Jags to be better than the Texans, maybe better than the Texans.
When are people going to ask Trevor Lawrence to be good at football?
When they run out of excuses. I mean, the excuses are Urban Meyer was bad. He didn't have anybody else around him. I mean, he was in a toxic situation from the jump. Do
you think I agree. Now I said it. You remember Chidi Pablo, if you want to go back and reference the episode. But for me,
ooh,
Doug Peterson. No. Trevor Lawrence, eventually you're going to have to be good at football. I know that you came through at a tumultuous time. You are the equivalent of Justin Fields in the AFC. But the rubber and the road must meet soon and very soon. Otherwise, you're going to look like a bust. I don't like any parts of this team. The only reason that I give this team any level of hope is they are playing next to the Texans, who I just think have to be.
I was about to say, so that face I was making, y'all, it wasn't a text. I was just looking at the Texans roster. And after making my comment of I can't say that the Jags are better than the Texans, I can say that the Jags are better than the Texans after looking at that roster. Now, they do have Derek Stingley Jr. They do have Davis Mills, who was a pleasant surprise. But there's nobody else. There's nobody else. I mean, Kendall Sheffield, Tremont Smith. Is that Tremont Smith out of Central Arkansas? Yep. The Texans are so bad at every position.
So the Texans, I'm not even wasting my time talking about.
All right.
I
so
think
then you got the Titans.
They are the reason that I don't believe that the Falcons are the worst team in the NFL. And I feel very confident in knowing.
You feel confident. I feel disrespected. I feel disrespected.
Oh, I feel slighted and disrespected and insulted. I actually think that the Falcons are better than the Jaguars and the Texans. And I believe we play both teams 10 times, we win 7.
Yep. So then that brings you to the Titans. Ryan Tannehill, mobile Kirk Cousins. They have Derrick Henry. Don't really know who else they have, but at running back, I guess you don't. And I was gonna say you don't need anybody else, but he got hurt, so you do need another running back. They got rid of AJ Brown. They got rid of what's the other receiver out of Central Michigan? Corey Davis. He's gone. So they did draft Traylon Burks out of Arkansas. They did sign Austin Hooper, but they don't have.
You mean the guy who we let go, and then he went to the Browns, and they let him go, and now that's the guy who you crazy as hell.
They did
boy.
just sign Josh Gordon to the practice squad with hopes of trying to bring him up. But, I mean, they don't really have any other receivers at all. Now, they do have a defense. They're always going to have a defense with Mike Vrabel. But I don't really see it. I don't see it here.
It's over. This is over. This is over. And this is one of the things where y'all should have broke up a year or two ago. Tannehill is really the downfall of all of this. His ability to not do anything without Derrick Henry. He's proven that Derrick Henry is the guy who is this entire team. And the amount of work that y'all put on Derrick Henry, there's not another human who could even fulfill I think 75% of the capacity. So this team, to me, just functionally does not work. Tannehill is not it, and I don't know how much more you can expect out of Derrick Henry at the amount of carries that he's getting.
And then you have the Colts. Colts brought in Matt Ryan. They have, of course, Jonathan Taylor. They have Kiki Kuti,
who is arguably the best running back in the NFL.
They have one of the strongest offensive lines with Quentin Nelson.
Correct.
They have a lot of speed at receiver, but they also have a lot of people that are unproven. Michael Pittman Jr. is pretty good. Kiki Kuti, Paris Campbell. But they have a lot of pieces. And, of course, they still have that defense that is beastly. And they added Stephon Gilmore to shore up the cornerback position, who's arguably the best cornerback in the league. They're definitely...
In my head, this is going from... And before, let me go ahead and clarify before y'all start jiggity jumping to conclusion. I think that there's one level up that the Colts go. Not up to Super Bowl contender, one of the best teams, but you know how like the Cavs had David Blatt and they were like
sneaky.
They went to the finals, but when they got Tyronn Lue, they won the championship. I feel like the Colts go from a team that doesn't make the playoffs to a team that wins their conference.
Because of Matt Ryan?
Yes. Because I feel like Matt Ryan to Carson Wentz isn't like a massive jump, but it's just enough. It's enough a jump so you don't hit your knees. You get to clear it.
No, I think Matt
But
Ryan.
not by much.
I think Carson. Well, the Carson Wentz we've seen the last 2 years, Matt Ryan is heads and shoulders above him.
Yeah, but I also think that Matt Ryan he's on the tail end of his career, and every year he's not quite what he was the year before, and he's never had a cannon for an arm. But I feel like he's just technically more proficient. I think that with a good running game and a good defense, he won't make a ton of mistakes for you. He doesn't lose your games. But don't put him in positions where he got to throw the ball down the field either.
Yeah, and by having a lot of, I'm about to say Wentz to Ryan is a massive jump to me. It's like
but nobody else thinks that Matt Ryan is good but me.
They think that he's better than Carson Wentz. I don't know if that's an indictment on Matt Ryan or if it's more of how lowly people think of Carson Wentz, but it's definitely a big jump. But this team is head and shoulders above everybody else in this division to me. I think the Texans are bad. I think the Jaguars are in another prove it or lose it year. They have them every 4 years. And then you have the Titans.
Lose what?
Prove it or lose it. Like, lose everybody. Blow it up again.
Oh.
They do it every year. They have a lot of young players, but, I mean, Trevor Lawrence has, 2 more years on his contract before you got to extend him? Right? 4 years plus team option? This is really
that boy he better get hair extensions before he get a team extension.
it's crazy. So let's go ahead and go to.
Can we have 2 4s? That's what I want. I want 2 4s.
You want 2 4s?
Put the Texans and put I don't forgot the name already. The Jaguars, you can put them together right there.
Bad and worse.
You already know what I was gonna say.
Nah, but we're not.
I wouldn't even want to disrespect 3. So yeah, put both of them at 4, and then at 2, you gotta go with the Titans, and then at 1, my man Matty Ice gets him right into the playoffs. Maybe wins 1 game.
Really? Just 1? Yeah. So you saying
Gotta see how it falls out.
All right.
Well, yeah,
so,
definitely them 2 at the bottom. They 4 and 4.
So that's your 4. For me, of course. Damn. For me, of course, I'm actually gonna
move Jaguars.
Yeah. That's about it.
Look at that. Thanks.
I got the Jaguars. I got the Jaguars in 3rd, the Texans in 4th. I think the Jaguars, if they start to click and hit any point of their potential, I think they could give the Titans a little bit of an issue, but I don't think they have the talent, capability, or gusto to stop the Colts. So this is who I have winning this group right here.
Yeah, I think this is open and shut case.
Yes, sir. So real quick, let's go ahead and jump right to AFC East. Who you got?
It's kind of the same thing. Well, the Jets are just. I mean, Joe Flacco's your starting quarterback. I'm not going to spend any more time talking to anybody else about anything else. Joe Flacco's your starting quarterback, and then once you get Zachary Taylor Thomas back, it doesn't get any better for you. So Jets are trash. The Patriots. What happened to the Patriot way? I remember this thing where you would never talk in practice. You let Bill Belichick degrade you at any moment's notice. Everybody does the same thing. Nobody's big enough to be bigger than the organization. The organization is too big to fail. And then Tom Brady left. When Tom Brady left, everybody looked pretty regular to me, including Bill Belichick. And if you're mad about it, well, let me let you know. I don't care. You could always win games. I think that Mac Jones is regular. I don't know why the rest of the world believes in him. He is kind of like the Derek Carr of the AFC East as far as I'm concerned. So, yes, I don't believe in the Patriots. I don't believe in the Jets. Then in the herd real quick. Then we have multiracial McDaniel and Tua.
Yeah, I think you can go ahead and X out Patriots Jets. I mean, to me, we can go to the screen and go ahead and post who's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4, but it's pretty much in order right here. I think the Bills are going to be better than the Jets. I mean, this is pretty much it right here.
It was a wonderful graphic you guys put together here. I think y'all did this on purpose. Yeah, Jets toast, Pats toast. I think that the Dolphins have the biggest opportunity.
Yes, because they added Tyreek Hill. They're just so small. They're small and fast at every position on offense. Literally every position. Everybody's small and fast. So,
but that's all good. Small and fast is cool as long as you avoid people. But eventually, you can't avoid all of them, kind of like your problems. And eventually, one of them's gonna catch up to you. And at that point, I think all falls down like Kanye West and Selena Johnson.
I think Tyreek Hill makes them a threat. I think Tyreek Hill is so fast and so good that wherever he goes, he makes them a threat to me, especially when you pair him with Jalen Waddle. Now, it's all on Tua. Tua, you ain't got no more excuses now. You got 2 guys that run sub 4.3 40s, and you have a guy that's supposed to be an offensive guru and multi-racial McDaniels, who studied under the best offensive minds in Shanahan.
Tutelage.
Right. So you're supposed to have all of those guys.
Mike Gesicki too.
And Mike Gesicki. So you have all of these guys. You don't have any more excuses. There is no more excuses. There are no more excuses. And you got a good defense. You got Xavier Howard at cornerback. You have Christian Wilkins at D tackle. Their linebackers are sus. I think Kiko Alonso still plays. Is still in the league. Is that a still in the league candidate?
I'm gonna tell you this. In my big age, 36 years old, when people say that you don't have any excuses, that typically means they don't have a whole lot of faith. They're trying to point out to you that there is no reason why you're not doing this job good, but somehow you are still, in fact, doing this job not good.
Tua got exposed, man. Tua got exposed in the national championship game. He can't read coverages. He is a fake throw. And once you figure that out, they have done the same coverage to him every game since that national championship against Clemson, where A.J. Terrell picked off his first pass. It's the same thing. All you do is guard the first thing, make him read, and if he can't do it, he's going to get sacked or he's going to throw an interception. That's how they beat him. And until he figures out how to get past that, you can surround him with anybody. You're not beating Josh Allen. I throw the ball and I'm 6'5" and I can throw the ball 80 yards. Allen, who has added pieces to his team as well. They got James Cook at running back to go in with all the other people that they have.
Yep, you sure did. Lil Dalvin.
The Bills are out here. They are a problem too. So yeah. Oh, and they added Von Miller to their defense that was already stacked. Like they were literally one. They were one because I think the Bills beat the Patriots. I mean, I think the Bills beat the Bengals. They were one coin flip away from going to the Super Bowl. One coin flip to me. And I don't think this team regressed anywhere. And obviously, nobody in this division, only team that even cut it the deficit in half. You had to add Tyreek Hill to cut the deficit in half. Is the Dolphins
gave up 100 draft picks in the process.
274. So
and
obviously,
you broke bread on it. You spent a lot of money, and you better hope you can drive that car because that's a manual. That is not an automatic.
No,
just
sir.
It look fun. Don't mean that you can drive it, my boy.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this for
leave the Jets off. Don't even put them on.
I'm gonna put the Jets on there.
No.
We're gonna do this for purposes. For
put
posting purposes.
Put them below the 4 now.
Put them at 4.5.
Put them down there. Put them in the blue. Put them in the deep blue sea. That's where they belong, in oblivion. Don't disrespect the number 4 like that. At number three, I guess we got the Jaguars.
No, East. Pats.
Oh, no. Yes, correct. No, yes. The Patriots. There's just this team is just. This is what happens when you don't have Tom Brady. This is what happens when you turn back into a pumpkin. There is no Patriot way. Asante Samuel said it best. It is Tom Brady. That is the Patriot way, and I think we're finding that out. The Dolphins, you're the rich kid who got all the toys. You're still not cool. We still don't really like you, but you got a lot of nice toys.
You got a Super Nintendo, though, so you got to play. You got a Sega Dreamcast. You got a Sega, so we about to come over there.
We will come over to your house, but we still don't like you. Then you have Josh Allen. He is the leader of the pack. He is the cool friend, and he can outrun all of you, and he can probably beat all of you in a fight, too.
Yes, sir. So, I have the exact same thing. I don't believe
running theme here.
The Patriots. I wouldn't. I was about to try to make some content.
Go ahead.
I would push the Patriots up to 2, but you know why you can't do that? Because they don't have an offensive coordinator.
Adam Gase who?
What is he?
Adam Gase.
He's the quarterback coach?
No, you remember I told you about Sam Darnold and you tried to blame who? Adam Gase. So now go ahead. I want you to put the Patriots, put them at number 1. There's so many people who believe that the Patriots are good, and I do not know why.
I can't do it.
For the life of me, I cannot understand for the life of me why people believe the Patriots are good and the Raiders are good. every time I look, what do y'all see? You know how people date people and they be like, oh, I love everything about this person. I'm looking like that person, that one. That ain't my business because it ain't my team, just like that ain't my lady. But if it was me, I wouldn't be interested at all. I look at you differently because you interested in that. And if you believe that the Patriots are a good football team, have big questions on your football acumen. But it's not my problem because I have my own podcast.
All right. Okay. I was saying I would put so I actually had a joke, but you kind of didn't let me get the joke out. But I'm going to say it anyway. It's my podcast. The Patriots, I said I would move them up to 2 and maybe consider it, but I don't know who their offensive coordinator is because they don't have one. Bill Belichick is their offensive coordinator. He's the co-offensive coordinator with all of the other coaches on the team. Like, this is rec ball. So, no, they're definitely 3. And that just tells me for a team to have no offensive coordinator to still be ranked ahead of you, you are a poor franchise. You are a poorly run franchise. You are horrible. Now, Sauce Gardner I don't know if the nicknames.
You're going to have plenty of chances. You're going to have plenty of chances to be defensive.
I don't know if Jets, if his reputation has grown since going to the league. But they didn't even try him in preseason. Like, they just didn't throw the ball to him.
Whoa. Didn't we play the Jets?
Yeah.
Didn't we score on Sauce?
No. We scored on everybody else.
I think one of them Kyle Pitts touchdown was on Sauce.
He made a catch on Sauce. He made a catch on him. It wasn't a touchdown.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I do think that he's going to end up probably rookie defensive player of the year.
Yeah, they had a baby together. Damn, sneaky boy. But so finally, this is what we think with the AFC East. And then finally, let's go ahead and talk about possibly the best division in football.
Possibly.
I mean, the AFC North has something to say. The AFC North has something to say.
Yeah, until you get over here.
But this may be the best collection of quarterbacks in one division in a long time. You have Russell Wilson, you have Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and of course, Derek Carr. Derek, same person. The thing about this is each one of these teams in their own unique way got better. The Raiders got Devontae Adams. The Broncos got Russell Wilson amongst a couple other people. Got rid of Drew Lock. The Chargers got Khalil Mack. And Kansas City literally got every other receiver that's decent in exchange for Tyreek Hill through picks and through the draft. So all of these teams have gotten better.
And Juju.
That's all of them. That's all the receivers. Mm-hmm. They replaced Tyreek Hill with like 4
draft picks. Yeah, Vandell. Yeah,
I said receivers and draft picks. They replaced him with 7 people.
Correct.
So
and they know what they're doing. They do a good job of replacing people.
One thing about Kansas City that I am eager to see is I think that they'll lean on the run a little bit more this year, which is interesting because that means you're taking the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands, or maybe you run a lot of jet sweeps, jet screens, tunnel screens, something like that. But they don't have that element anymore without Tyreek Hill of as soon as he touches the ball, there's nothing you can do. Like, they don't have that anymore. There's nobody on that field that has that. I mean, no team has that. But what I'm saying is they're missing that element. That was a big element. They're looking for Mecole Hardman to take a step and just use his speed, but he's straight line speed. And he's track speed. So he's got to get to his speed after 30 meters. Tyreek Hill was Godspeed.
And I agree. They're just not another Tyreek Hill laying around. But what you do have is Mecole Hardman, Travis Kelce, Juju Smith-Schuster, Van Der Scantling. You have Clyde Evans-Hilaire. You have Jarek. You have Pacheco, and you have one more guy. I can't think of his name right now.
Pacheco.
I want to say Ronald Jones. Yes. So
Ronald Jones
it's
for the
where you
Bucks.
don't have that one guy who's just a murderer like Tyreek. You can spread it around between probably 8 or 9 different players.
Oh no, they do
You
have
have-
Ronald Jones. They did sign Ronald Jones.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
So you have a full running back stable, and each guy does their own different thing. You have competent wide receivers who can all catch the ball.
Hey man. Oh, I'll go ahead. They possibly have a rookie
And
of the year candidate in Sky Moore.
Exactly. You have Sky Moore, and you still have Kelsey, who's the best tight end in the NFL. And you have Patrick Mahomes, which could very well be he's a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. And you have Andy Reid, who actually knows what he's doing. All of that together,
but their
that is
there's some holes in their defense.
Yeah, but you got to be willing to score 35 points a night.
Everybody
can't do that.
You're right. Everybody can't, but I'm looking at their defense. There's no real names other than Chris Jones that pop off this defense. Frank Clark ain't it. Mike Dana, Carlos Dunlap is old. Malik Herring out of Georgia, he's slow.
Bend don't break. Bend don't break. Bend don't break.
Yeah.
Patty Mahomes is going to score 35 points. Hey, if we give up 21 points and they score 35, that's a win. I don't care what it looks like. I want the W and go home to the next one.
Yep. So then you got the Chargers. The Chargers added, of course, Khalil Mack, and they are still stacked on off. I don't know about stacked. Justin Herbert has improved every year while he's here, almost to the same extent. I think he was better than Josh Allen coming out, but he improved every year, similar to Josh Allen. So this year, he now has to deal with a whole lot of expectations because he is now viewed as one of the top quarterbacks in the top 15 quarterbacks in the league. To me,
he has to re-show me that he's that good. I don't want to say. I've just seen so many guys have that one really good season, and then we're ready to crown that guy. Oh, he's it for the future, because we've seen Josh Allen and we've seen Patrick Mahomes, and we're starting to see that next crop of Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady guys, and I think he's just a quick answer. But I'm
Justin Herbert?
not sure.
Do you know do you know his stats last year?
I agree. But I don't. 1 year doesn't make me trust you. There's too many people who have one good year in sports and then go back to being themselves.
You trust Joe Burrow though?
You know,
you trust Joe Burrow?
Huh?
You trust Joe Burrow?
Yeah. For me, it's an eye test. I just feel like Joe Burrow looks like he's been there a million times.
How does Joe?
Because of the way that because of the way he handles it. Nothing seems to shake Burrow. I'm a big Joe Burrow fan. He just looked unshakable. And the other part was he was getting murdered last year because his offensive line wasn't blocking. And he still, quarterbacks, that's one of the things that they get sensitive about. I'm getting hit all the time. A lot of quarterbacks, specifically the car kid, they get very. That's one of the few things that would definitely shake a QB, and for Burrows to keep rolling and getting massacred at the same time. Yes, I think that he deals with I feel confident in the way that he deals with adversity. I'm not sure about that with Herbert yet.
Man, Herbert was sacked 32 times last year.
How many times was Burrow sacked?
Probably 40. Let me see. But anyway, it's just, I laughed because it's interesting how Joe Burrow has done it 1 year, and you said it's an eye test, but I mean, I want to say Justin Herbert threw for more yards. Justin Herbert threw for 5,300 yards last year, 38 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. That's a hell of a non-eye test, right? For you to say you take Joe Burrow, he was sacked 51 times, who threw for 4,600 yards.
And how many times was 51 versus 30?
37.
Oh, okay. That's a season worth of sacks.
So who has the? So to me, as I'm saying, for you to say that Joe Burrow is it, he's that guy, he's the next this, that, and the third after one season, but then saying,
but
somebody who had a better season than Joe Burrow is not it. It's just I'm trying to understand the logic in that one.
I've seen Joe Burrow play that season in LSU. I did not watch Justin Herbert as closely. So those 2 seasons consecutive do mean something to me. There was never a drop off in
Justin
confidence.
Herbert, so your eye test is flawed.
I didn't say that it wasn't. I said this is my opinion.
No, you said it's eye test for me is what you said.
Yes, I've seen more. I have more data on Joe Burrow. So yes, for me, I feel more confident in him. Herbert, if you're as good as you say you are, show me again. I think that's fair and reasonable.
It's just interesting that you could say this. Every point you're making for Herbert, you can make for Burrow, is my point. But I
didn't say that wasn't true. It's just that I've only seen one of these guys. The guy who I've seen is the guy who I trust.
Fair. So, but they did add defense. We talked about Khalil Mack, man. That I don't know how you're able to add Khalil Mack. I mean, I know how you're able to add. You find out that he's on a terrible team and he's disgruntled. So you now have the Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa.
The better question is, how come we can never add that guy?
Because we didn't have the money to add that guy.
We don't ever have the money guy. But other teams, that's like Jalen Ramsey. How did the Rams get Jalen Ramsey? How?
Picks.
And then get Von Miller. How come we didn't have... You get these picks, you can get whatever you need. We just... That is a frustration of mine. We just never get a guy who's like, oh, this guy's the best guy in the NFL. We just traded for him. Nope, that guy's never even available to us.
Yeah, but
the off-brand nephew.
The Chargers defense, man, with Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Kenneth Murray Jr. quietly has assimilated into the NFL very well. Linebacker out of Oklahoma. They also have, I can't pronounce his name, but they have Amin Agbanbinmiga from Ohio. I just remember him from Oklahoma State. He's definitely pretty good. I think their secondary is a little... No, they got Derwin James. I'm stupid. They got Derwin James and Asante Samuel Jr. So they do have to replace Casey Hayward, but that defense, you lose Casey Hayward, but then you also bring in Khalil Mack. So
even swap, no swindle.
I don't know if that's an even swap, but it's definitely not a swindle. Jamari Sawyer. Then you shored up the offensive line with Jamari Sawyer. You got as a steal in the third round, and then you get Austin Eckler back, and then you sign Sony Michel. So they have a lot of pieces. They definitely are putting a lot on the back of Justin Herbert because, of course, they have Keenan Allen.
I think
Josh Palmer, Mike Williams for Clemson.
Which team do you think is better? Throw the quarterback out. Which team do you think is better? Chargers,
Kansas City, or Broncos? Well, and then you have the Raiders, who are basically Devontae Adams.
The Broncos. Well,
the Raiders are actually kind of a shit show, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean,
why?
I guess you're right. I'm talking about Derwin James.
I know. Why don't you like that? He didn't play last year. He's really good. He's better. They had him better than Jamal Adams.
No,
comparable to Jamal
good.
Adams.
I mean, I guess you got to do that. I guess you have to. I just don't like to count. I feel like you kind of double counting the guy. Like we've already counted for this defense being good, but he is an addition that you did not have last year, and they were already good.
So you basically added him and Khalil Mack. So yeah, they're a beast.
The Broncos, I still don't.
Whose defense?
I don't feel like the I like the Broncos, but I don't feel like they're. I feel like they're kind of in the same spot as the Cardinals,
What do you mean?
where you'll probably have more expectation than result.
I think the
I think that
Broncos are
for
in the
them,
same
I think
thing
for
as
them,
the
they're just
Cowboys.
in a worse situation. But I want to hear how you got these ranked out. This is interesting because somebody got to be 4, and somebody got to be 1.
So the Broncos, their defense is ridiculous though. I do want to highlight their defense. Their DBs, their secondary with Patrick Surtain the second, PJ Lockett the safety. They're a problem with Justin Simmons. And then on offense, now they have Melvin Gordon. They have Brett Rippon. Mark Rippon's son is still okay. Russell Wilson. They have KJ Hamler, Jerry Jeudy. Then they got a Cortland Sutton. They got a bunch of receivers. So Cortland Sutton, they have to put a lot of. They're hoping that Russell Wilson can bring their receiving core up to the next level, because Jerry Jeudy is kind of similar to CeeDee Lamb to me, right?
And that is literally what I have in these notes. Can the rest of the Broncos play to the standard of Russell Wilson? That is going to be the make or break question. And if the question is no, then less responsibility falls onto Drew Lock. If the answer is yes, then boy, Drew Lock, you can go ahead and head to the CFL.
So let's get to ranking these teams, because this is the last division, ain't it?
Yep.
Let's get to ranking these teams. This is not the AFC East. We are now in the AFC West. You want me to go first this time?
Yeah. So you won't steal my.
Why ain't nobody steal nothing? You can't steal common sense. A lot of that stuff was common sense we had to say. So I have the Raiders 4th. I have the Raiders 4th. I think that this is pretty much the end of the Raiders. I think Devontae Adams and Derek Carr are there, but they're going to get rid of everybody that Mike Mayock drafted. How they get rid of them is kind of up to them. Fired or suspended or whatever. Everybody he's drafted, including they got rid of Alex Leatherwood, who had a 2nd to 3rd round grade, but they traded up to draft him. They literally cut him after 1 year. So the Raiders do have a lot of pieces, but I don't know if they finish higher than 4th. So then 3rd for me, it's kind of upsetting.
Come on with it now. Come on with it. I've been waiting on us to get to it. Let's get to it.
I got the Broncos 3rd. Got the Broncos 3rd. This is difficult for me because I think the Broncos defense is really good, but I just can't put them ahead of the Chiefs yet. Secondly, drum roll, please.
You didn't already told what it is now.
The Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are 2nd in this division. I think that Patty Mahomes gets them to within a game, but I think that the Chargers' improvements that they've added, them getting healthy, and I am a Justin Herbert believer, I think that they win the division and come in 1st.
No. Raiders, I agree with. So poor decision. Derek Carr never should have been your quarterback. He's not really that good. Nobody believes in him. The only reason they believe in him now is because he brought Devontae Adams in. Open and shut case for me. Rest of their team is even less interesting, not more interesting. The Broncos, I feel like Russell Wilson he's gonna be their Sierra. Gonna treat them better than they've been treated in a very long time. I still don't think that he's going to be able to raise their standard enough to be number 1 or number 2, though.
I think that the Chargers do make the playoffs, but I do not think that they end up number one. I feel I trust the offense of the Chiefs more. I trust the coaching of the Chiefs more. I trust the experience of the Chiefs more. Those factors are what lead me to believe that the Chiefs are the number one team in the AFC West.
I feel you. I like it. I like it a lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if we're gonna do the whole playoff bracket right now. Just because that would take forever.
Yeah, we could just do your seeding.
So let's do the playoff bracket. So as of now, of course, it goes 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can do this. So who's the number one seed in the AFC?
Chiefs.
This is for Norwood. You said the Chiefs.
Yep.
Who's the number 2 seed?
Bills.
I like it. And I'm sorry, they actually go here.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, no, they don't need to play. Yeah, Chiefs and Bills. Then the last four, I have Bengals, Chargers.
As the third seed?
Oh no. Bills. No. I have Bengals third seed.
Okay.
Then I have Chargers fourth seed.
No, you can't. You said you had. Oh yeah, Chargers 4 seed. Yeah. You're right. Wow. No, because they can't be 4 seed. They didn't win the division. You gotta have a division winner.
You're right. The Colts.
Dang, that sucks. They got the number one defense and the number one running back, and they're gonna finish 4th. But it's a tough division. It's a tough conference.
That's life. That is life.
So who you got 5th?
That is where I have the Chargers, and then I have the Ravens.
So you do have the Ravens getting in.
Yep.
All right. I like it. So we'll stop there. We don't have to go through the whole playoffs.
Yeah.
All right. Now tell me your NFC teams.
Numero uno, the Bucks. They walk in.
As the number 1 seed? Yeah, because the NFC is putrid.
Yep. Then I have the Rams.
And the number 2 seed?
Yep.
Okay.
This stinks so bad. Then the Packers, Rodgers,
As
and
the
the
3
Cowboys. Those are the division winners.
seed. You got as the 4th seed, you got the Cowboys?
Yep. They win the East.
1,
This
2,
is where it gets interesting.
4.
No,
So
it
the-
doesn't. I think it's pretty
You
easy.
said who'd you have as the 3rd seed? Yeah, Cowboys as the 4th seed, right?
Yes.
Who'd you have as the 3rd seed?
NFC South, NFC West, NFC East, NFC. Oh, the Packers and Rodgers. And then I have not them for sure. I got the 49ers as a wild card.
Mm-hmm. In the 5th seed.
Jeez. Yes. And the Vikings at 6 without. I feel like they have the most weapons. They'll just. Yeah.
Hmm. So a rematch of the NFC North.
Yep. And then
3
I
versus
see
6.
Chiefs Bucks Super Bowl.
Chiefs Bucks Super Bowl.
Yep. Run that thing back.
All right, I'll add that in. So, this is Norwood's bracket starting off. And then he has Chiefs Bucks Super Bowl. I'm going to go a little bit different. Obviously, I have the Chargers winning the division. So I am going to put the Buffalo Bills in first place, number 1 overall seed in the AFC. Put the Chargers as second. I put the Bengals at third, Colts at fourth. I put the rematch with the Chiefs at fifth, and I put the Ravens at sixth. And I actually have the Ravens probably upsetting the Colts.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
Now, getting to the NFC East. Number 1 overall seed. Yes. I mean, the NFC is so bad that this is probably not going to change much. The Buccaneers are the number 1 overall seed. I think that the Rams are the number 2 overall seed. I think that the number 3 overall seed, though. Oh, I'm sorry. Did not mean to move them all. The number 3 overall seed is going to be NFC South. 1 versus 3. Yeah. The Eagles. So I remember I don't have the Cowboys winning the division. I have the Eagles winning the division. I'm sorry, they're not going to be the number 3 overall seed. I lied. So let's move them here. They'll be number 4. They'll be the number 4 overall seed. They'll be the number 4 overall seed. The number 3 overall seed will be the Vikings. No, that's wild, crazy talk. The Eagles will be the number 3 overall seed. The Vikings will be the number 4 overall seed. So then my wild cards, of course, Green Bay will be number 5.
Green Bay and Vikings in a wild card. That's a hell of a game.
Yeah. And then I have the Cowboys. Hold on. NFC East, North. The South is a no. The North.
The NFC East gonna get 2.
The NFC. Oh shoot, the NFC West. I'm sorry. Well, the West I already got 2. How did I get here? I'm sorry. The 49ers go here. Trip it. Matter of fact,
I was.
Yeah, the 49ers are the fifth seed. The Packers are the 6th seed.
And that's a very good. That's a great playoff. Mine is a little bit more chalk. Yours is. This is the
must see football.
Yeah, I see what you did here. You didn't pick what you thought was going to happen. You said this is perfect.
Well, I did pick the division winners. Picking the division winners is what made it interesting. By picking the Eagles and the Vikings, I'm now saying that the Cowboys or the 49ers don't get in. I think the 49ers get in. Matter of fact, let's do this. I'm even going to take it a step further.
Yeah, because I think that
this is tough.
All of those games, that wild card weekend is shit. That's it. That's must see TV.
Matter of fact, I may change this out. I don't want that there. I want them here.
Oh, now you're just making stuff up.
2 NFC. Nah, that's not gonna happen. I'm trying to be funny, but no, it's not gonna happen. The 49ers are definitely gonna make it because I believe in Kyle Shanahan. So I have,
and then
you're right. This is interesting.
All 8 of those teams could win that game.
I have the Cowboys missing the playoffs.
I mean, if you got the Eagles there, that's not unreasonable. But that's just sad.
The Vikings is a tough play. But I'm gonna do it. I'm sticking with it. I am going off the reservation. I'm saying the Cowboys don't make the playoffs. They fire Mike McCarthy. Blessing in disguise. And I think the Vikings make it.
And pick your Super Bowl then. Bills Bucks.
That's tough. I don't want Bills Bucks. I don't want to pick Bills Bucks. But I don't want two California teams either.
That'd be great.
I'm going to go. I don't know whether to go Bills, Rams, or Chargers, Bucks.
That's two LA teams. What are you talking about? Not two California teams.
Yeah.
It's LA Chargers,
I don't know if
LA Rams.
I don't know if to go Bills, Rams, or Chargers, Bucks. But I'm going to go. Sneaky said put a 24 pack on the fact that the Cowboys don't make the playoffs.
Sneaky, why he ain't saying nothing?
That's a hell of a bet.
Sneaky, he's silent, don't Hey, Reggie, can you turn the volume up? I think Sneaky is waiting on you to respond to his request.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm trying to figure out my Super Bowl pick. I'm going to go Chargers Bucks.
Sneaky said he trying to pick what beer he going to drink with that 24 pack. Talk about his team like
I'm
that.
going to go Chargers Bucks. I'm going to go Chargers Bucks.
He said that your team not even going to make the playoffs, Sneak.
If the Cowboys don't make the playoffs, that would just be utter chaos.
And Matt Olson just hit a home run in Oakland.
But let's see. The NFC East is the Giants, the Cardinals, the Cowboys. I'm sorry, the Giants, the Commandos, the Cowboys, and the Eagles. I got the Eagles winning the division. Yeah. It's either. Yeah, no, I'm sticking with it. I'm here. I'll let you know about the 24 pack. But I'm here though. But I'm here though. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've been on for 2 hours and 30 minutes, man. We truly appreciate y'all. I'm probably gonna release this in 2 videos, AFC, NFC. We will have a post out tomorrow with our picks. Y'all let us know how crazy we are or how safe we are. Let us know. Norwood, if we didn't miss anything,
you never miss anything. This was the NFL preview before the season. Also, remember to go back. We did an NCAA preview so you can know what's going on with college, which we nailed. Let me go ahead and tell you. Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
I'm going to reach. I'm going to stretch and pat my own self on the back. I'm glad that everybody got hit this week, but I assume that we did the same thing with the NFL preview. And now that we've nailed that, and it has been a wonderful and blessed Tuesday, it's only one thing for me and Reggie to do now. What's that, my friend? Hang out. We out this joint. Listen to this. Absorb the football knowledge that we are imparting you with so you can go out and tell your friends this and impress them with everything that you know because you learned to hear at the Splashcast.
We appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. Peace.
Adios,
mi amigos.
Like everything on Facebook. God is love. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Tell your friends.
Go listen to episode 69. Around the League is out right now. We combined both episodes so that we could give you this NFL preview. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all. See y'all Saturday. Do not judge me. I will probably be wearing sunglasses at 6:30 in the morning. Be safe.
Yeah. Jug on the beat. Migo gang. Slam. Wire and shit. CMG. Heavy count shit. DJ Durrell. Huncho amigo, what's happening? We gone. Yeah. Pound for pound. Body for body. My jewelry costs a Bugatti. SRT, yeah, it's the new body. We buying demons to shoot at it. Bad little bitch, get a new body. It's gon' cost you to step like 2,000. Stashing what's left in the new houses. But it got popped, thought you knew about it. Migo shit, yeah. Trapping shit, yeah. Spinning shit, yeah. Feeling rich, yeah. Brand new Benz and a scale. Get a nigga shot by the bell. Every nigga around me players. They watching everything we sell.
Watching everything we sell, wholesale, break it down, I don't even need scale. Beat the block for the car, drop, touch, smash, out turnpike, catfish tail. I was vaccinated, no smell. Transport the pass and the shit through the mail. I was hoping if it all failed, that the plug come back with a whole nother bill. Smoke shell lotto. Thumbing through the money, nigga, that my motto. Having nigga bitches all at the condo. I was dead broke, but I always stayed a huncho. Real nigga, I never break the street code. I can show you how to make 100 G's though. Lamborghini that come with no keyhole. Trap with a grill play, yeah, I'm talking Zebo.
Let's go, let's go.
Pound for pound, body for body. My jewelry costs a Bugatti. SRT, yeah, it's the new body. We buying demons to shoot at it. Bad little bitch, get a new body. It's gon' cost you to step like 2,000. Stashing what's left in the new houses. But it got popped, thought you knew about it. Migo shit, yeah. Trapping shit, yeah. Spinning shit, yeah. Feeling rich, yeah. Brand new Benz and a scale. Get a nigga shot by the bell. Every nigga around me players. They watching everything we sell.